Oh, I look a hot mess right now. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I was even going to record this. But here I am. Yay. What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here, and I'm here with another video for you guys. And this time it's a review on an anime that I just finished watching today. So the anime that I ended up watching was Re-Life, and Re-Life is about 13 episodes long. I watched it dubbed on Funimation's website, and basically it's about 27-year-old Arata Kazuki, who is basically hopping from job to job when he is approached by someone by the name of Ryu, who gives him a proposition, and the proposition is for him to take this little itty-bitty pill and revert back to being 17 years old, and for him to redo his life over again as a high schooler. And Arata makes that decision, and he decides to actually do it. So basically he takes this pill and he reverts back to being 17 years old and ends up becoming a transfer student into a local high school. While he does look 17, he realizes that he still has the body of a 27-year-old. And overall, this anime was good. Arata meets a host of crazy characters within his class and doesn't exactly, just kind of helps them along with their day-to-day life, I guess. The anime just basically goes through his everyday life of being a high schooler and just kind of getting back into that realm of being a high school kid. You also learn a lot more about Arata as the story goes on. You learn more about why he's kind of jumped from job to job and stuff like that. And he also, along the way, his journey while doing the Re-Life experiment is basically he learns just how much of a contribution he has to the people around him. Honestly, going into this anime, I didn't know what to expect. To be honest, my first instinct when I heard about it being called Re-Life, and when I started watching the first few episodes, I actually thought that he was going to revert back to being 17 and fall in love with a high school girl and go from there. I'll be honest, that doesn't happen. He doesn't do that, and that thoroughly surprised me. And the show actually had a much deeper meaning compared to what I originally thought it was. I thought it was going to be that sappy kind of shoujo romance kind of a show, but it turned out to be a lot more than that. He helps out a lot of his classmates basically to kind of mend their own friendships that they had among each other. There were two girls who kind of fought over being number one in the class as far as their grades were concerned, and he helped them to become friends. He also helped two of the characters actually confess their love for each other along the way, and he just helped them with their conflicts and their issues. In a weird way, I feel like he was like a guardian angel kind of mentality, so to speak. Like when someone comes into your life, they help you with everything, and then it's that weird realm of like you try to remember whether or not this person is real or not, but not only that, you wonder why that person came into your life. And that's kind of what Arata was for these high school kids. And basically the reason for him doing the Re-Life experience though overall is so that once this experiment is over, he can basically change his entire life around and basically go from there. What I liked about the show is, once again, I like the deeper meaning of the show and how it was an unexpected kind of a show. Honestly, there wasn't anything I can say I really didn't like about the show. It had comedy, it had romance, it had some sad parts and very dramatic parts, and it kind of had a little bit of everything. So if you're someone looking for romance, you do find romance in this show. It comes towards the latter half of the series. Once again, it's only 13 episodes, so it is super short and kind of easy to get through. It did take me a little bit longer, but that's only because of, like, for me, work and stuff like that. But that's the only thing I can say what I really liked about the show. There wasn't anything that was detrimental that I just didn't like. I would say in some instances I got kind of bored, I guess. Within the first few episodes I got a little bit bored of the show, but I kept going with it, and towards the latter half I started to really enjoy it once it got to those deeper meanings and once you learned a lot more. The show does leave it open to a second season, and that's one of the things that I'm hoping there is going to be a second season. I don't know if that's actually been announced, The reason why is because it only ends with him going through the first term of the last year of high school and not the second term. So like I said, it's open to a second season, and I'm excited for there to be a second season because there's a lot of unanswered questions that happen, a lot of things that happen that don't have answers to them that make you wish for a second season. So if you haven't already, definitely check out Real Life. One of the things that it brought up for me was me thinking about how would I actually ever go back to redo my last year of high school, which for us in the US, it's 4 years of high school. And would I ever go back to redo my senior year? Some ways I want to say no because I did enjoy my senior year of high school, but in some ways I want to say yes because while I enjoyed my last year of senior high school, there were some things during my senior year that I really wish I could go back and change. So in some ways I want to say yes, in some ways I want to say no, but that basically it begs the question of if someone came to you and said, hey, if we give you this pill, you will revert back to being 17 and you can go and you can redo your last year of high school and you can do things a little bit differently than what you did now. Granted, you wouldn't have the same classmates. You would be a transfer student into that particular high school, so it wouldn't be the same host of people, but it makes you think about the things that you took so literal in high school, like that boy that didn't like you back, or, you know, your friends deserting you or feeling like your friends betrayed you, and realizing as an adult, like, those things really weren't so bad. And honestly, those things shaped me for who I am. But if you could go back or become a high school student again and help out the individuals around you and be like, hey, that's not a big deal, that just would be kind of cool. Now, one of the things though that I do want to talk about very quickly with Real Life is that Arata came in as a transfer student, and when the experiment is over, they will not remember him ever actually existing. There you go. And he has a handler as well who is Rio, and Rio is also a classmate in his class as well, and you learn a little bit more about him, you learn a little bit more about the facility that he actually works for. Bottom line, overall, if you haven't seen Real Life, definitely check it out. Comment down below on whether or not you would actually ever redo your last year of high school. If you're out of high school, if you're in high school, would you ever, given the chance, if someone gave you a pill to go back to the beginning of the year, even though I know it's only October, but would you ever go back and redo a year of high school or middle school over again? Definitely up to you. But yes, definitely check out Real Life if you haven't already. Once again, they have the dubbed version is on Funimation website. You do have to pay for the dubs on there. They're very inexpensive. I think it's like $6 or something like that. It's super cheap. So definitely do that if you haven't already. Yeah, there you go. That is my review of Real Life. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're of an older age. I definitely recommend it because you'll definitely understand the feelings that these characters go through. All right, you guys, that's my review. I have a new video out for you guys on Monday, and I will see you guys soon. Oh, and of course, like always, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already to my channel, and I will always leave links down below to links to all my social media accounts, so check me out on there if you haven't already. And yeah.